All right, good morning. We're looking at a really hot, muggy kind of forecast into the 4th of July and into this weekend. We know it's July in Louisiana. We know it's going to be hot and muggy, but we actually are under for the third day in a row an excessive heat warning. This is 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that's for those feels like temperatures up to 115. And it might kind of sneak up on you, especially if you haven't done something strenuous outside lately. You might be used to it if you have been outside working or something like that. But just remember all the usuals I would say today. Drink water, you know what to do, dress cool, take breaks, especially in the AC if you can find some, or in the shade if you have to be outside doing something like exercising or working. That's going to be the case, I think, into the weekend, as not that much is changing with our weather. In fact, we're starting the day this morning in New Orleans at 82, and our feels like later on you can see soaring to 110 plus. Everything quiet on live radar right now and on satellite and radar. Let's look at our high resolution model so you can get a feel for how much rain we may have later on today. I have about 20 to 30% rain chance because we have this big high over us, and that's been just squashing really that chance for any sort of scattered rain or widespread rain that could help cool us off. This is noon. Let's fast forward to 3 p.m. Couple of spotty showers, maybe a storm or two, but clearly there's just not that much rain around to help with the heat. That was 5 p.m. This is 8 p.m. So we'll see what we can get. Some of us may get a little bit of a cooling shower or storm. Other than that, mostly sunny. I have 96 or so for the high. Yesterday, we touched 98 at the airport, easily feeling like 110 to 115 and maybe even up to 118 at times. That's why that heat warning is in place today once again. Temperatures really ramping up fast. Quick check on the 4th of July. We'll be around 95, I think, still. On Thursday, hot and muggy, and we do have a chance at least for a couple of showers, but our rain chance may be even lower by then, about 20%. So it's going to be a hot, sweaty 4th of July. It always is, but this one is taking us to middle 90s. In the tropics, of course, we have Hurricane Beryl. This is still a Category 5 storm. Its winds a staggering 165 miles per hour. And gusts now indicated near 200 miles per hour found within the system. So west-northwesterly movement at 22 miles per hour. You can see it is going to approach Jamaica as we get into the next day or so. I think it'll be most active there on Wednesday. And the forecast is for it by that point to possibly still be a major hurricane. It will be riding along the southern edge of a ridge of high pressure. That will project it out to the west-northwest. And of course, we along the Gulf Coast are watching what happens when it gets in this general area, crossing Yucatan sometime Friday, and then moving into the southwestern Gulf, possibly by that point as a weaker system. The thing today and into the next few days is that it should encounter wind shear. There will also be some dry air in place. So we're expecting a slow weakening, but wow, it has really strengthened more than many of the models predicted. So we will see, but it does look like that trend should come into play in the next couple of days. There's one more system out behind Beryl. This one has a low chance of actually developing now, but it'll bring some rain behind Beryl to some of those Caribbean islands. The big player, of course, for us is the upper high, which may recede to the east a bit, but could still be enough to keep Beryl on that westerly course away from the northern Gulf Coast, but possibly into northern Mexico or southern Texas this coming weekend. And just to give you an idea, this is our GFS forecast. This is that other system that may not develop. This could be Beryl, maybe into southern Texas or northern Mexico. That really can't be said just yet, but we'll keep you updated, of course. Our 7-day forecast for New Orleans and South Louisiana, coastal Mississippi has no direct impacts from Beryl, but of course we'll continue to track it, just staying hot and humid with middle 90s into early next week.